Hello, friends. Today's episode is brought to you by From Within Records. From Within Records podcast, episode 32, out now, featuring Scott Vogel. Such an awesome episode. If you're not subscribed to the From Within Records podcast, please go boot up your Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube, wherever. Click subscribe. I love what they're doing with their podcasts. I highly suggest you tune in before it's too late. Straight to Hell, debut demo out now on From Within Records and Northern Unrest. Shout out to the UK. Tapes are available, very limited. Please grab one before it's too late. If you're not following From Within Records on social media, please go boot up X, go boot up Instagram, click that follow button to stay up to date on all the current news. And like I always say, please support From Within Records because they support us. If you're looking for high quality merch for your band or for your business, please hit up my friends over at Good Fortune Printing out of Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. You can follow them on Instagram at Good Fortune Printing. Or if you want to get in contact with them, please email them, contact@goodfortuneprinting.com. You can thank me later. Before we get into today's guests, Bliss bi-weekly is out now. I am so honored and happy and thankful that we get another comeback from Weekly, because for all who have been paying attention, it hasn't been the best past couple years. But we hung in there, and we're finally getting to see the fruits of Weekly's labor. They're back. Bliss is awesome. The new single, Low Light, is amazing. So if you have not had a chance to listen to it, please do yourself a favor and tap in. They're amazing. I cannot wait to see them at the end of September. I just posted a vlog. We traveled to Palm Springs and back. A very short trip. I literally filmed one clip of me leaving Palm Springs because it was too hot. But we traveled to the greatest K-pop store on planet Earth to pick up all of our copies of Bliss. We did a quick unboxing of the platform versions, and we will do a full unboxing on the normal versions with the music video reaction. So please stay tuned for that. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the YouTube channel. We're trying to stay consistent on there. I think we're about a month straight. I haven't really announced it, but every Monday, new vlogs. So please, if you're not tapped in, do yourself a favor, head over to YouTube, go search out Jamer K, click subscribe, and enjoy new vlogs every Monday. The podcast also lives there, and there's also awesome K-pop content. So I appreciate the support through all the ventures. The YouTube is a great hub for all that I do. Also, you can head over to jamieork.com. There's cool stuff over there too. Exclusive stuff, pictures. Will there be another blog? Maybe in the future. We're still working on that, but also the podcast lives there as well. So go check out the website if you have not had a chance to. But on today's episode, we had to track down our good friend Noah. He's part of this new wave of hardcore kids. He's putting in a lot of work, him and his friends. So it's always an honor to have Noah on the podcast. Sings for a band called Ruin, straight out of Orange County. I love supporting Orange County hardcore. So if you have not had a chance to listen to Ruin, they put out a demo last year, which was awesome, but they're back with a 2-track promo, What You Lack and Hesitation. And this will lead into their next record, which I'm very much looking forward to. Shout out Ruin. But I am such a fan of Noah. I love just seeing a new generation of hardcore kids come in and just get it, right? he does the research, checks out the older music, knows what's going on with the current stuff. So I'm just a fan of people like Noah. So please support Noah, support everything that he does, support Ruin, Provoke, and everything that he does in the future. It is always an honor to have a fellow OCHC member on the podcast. So please go listen to Ruin, go listen to Provoke, and then come back here and listen to Noah and I chop it up about all things hardcore. It's always an honor. So please strap in, enjoy this conversation. Without further ado, welcome Noah Perkins to the show. All right. And we're recording. Welcome back to the podcast. Noah, how's it going?
It's going good, man. How you doing?
I'm doing great. It's it's today's Sunday. Yeah, it's today's a Sunday. Just vibing out, chilling. How are you?
Straight up same. I woke up like an hour ago.
Okay, just in time.
Yeah, no, I got home pretty late yesterday.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that because you were on the road out in, was it Hesperia?
Yeah.
And who booked that show? Because Hesperia, shout out to the high desert, but I haven't been out there in years. So when I saw that you guys were out there playing a show, I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. But then I saw the videos on Ruin Story, and I'm like, where are they? Like, what kind of place is this?
It's a board shop, like, skate shop in Hesperia. DJ who plays in Wrath of Gods and Broken Mouth. He's like a manager there. The store wanted him to do something like that, and it was pretty cool. Andres booked the band's 5/7 booking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, we've been wanting to play. The only spot, the real spot that we know out there is like C47 with Brad, and that's pretty few and far between. And DJ was pretty stoked on how it went. I mean, the show was pretty amazing. Like, I don't know, 150 maybe. There, it was pretty dope. I mean, the kids there get down, and a lot of friends pulled up. It was one of my favorite shows that I've played, for sure. It was a great time. So then obviously it was good, meaning we had to be in the parking lot and at Cane's for like 5 hours, and then I got home at like 4 a.m.
Yeah, that's can be good and bad, but luckily you didn't have any crazy obligations early.
I'm like, it just had to be up at 11, and even then I got like not the best sleep, so I'm a little tired.
And I'm also just curious about that store because the lighting looked great, but I was trying to figure out, I'm like, is this just like in a shopping center? Is it inside of a mall?
No, it's like pretty far from like the suburb. It's probably like a couple blocks or a block or two from the suburbs around the corner. Like, just the houses, there's no real surrounding businesses that are on the same sort of property. So it's kind of perfect, it's out, in the middle of nowhere ish. So it's pretty cool. And the lighting was dope. It was a really cool spot to look at. They got a little 7 stair there. It was pretty sick.
Okay. Yeah. I didn't know they had it going on like that out there. So that's cool. Hopefully, since the shop was happy about it, maybe they'll start to do more.
Yeah, I think would be a great spot, great routing even for touring bands. It's like a really cool place to play, especially if the sound is good. And thankfully, Andres pulled through. He played the night before in the Bay with Manos de Fiero, and just mobbed the morning of. Got back to the IE at like 4 and just did it. And then he pulled up, and then we set up sound. and it's pretty dope. He kind of does the whole thing. He's got a sub, and it makes it really cool. So was really happy on everything.
Okay. And I follow you on Instagram, and I was seeing a bunch of posts about this pizza spot. It almost seemed like they were.
Oh yeah, it was. Sure.
Okay.
So like people like Brad from Firestarter and like Joey, pull your card because he works there. I just been hearing about this spot, so we're like, all right, we got a link. We have to link. We got a couple group chats with a lot of friends, so we're gonna link at Slice Gods, and a bunch of people did, and including Brad and Abstain, who was recording that day. It was very full, but it was fun. I mean, that place is really good. And it was 3 minutes from the board shop, so it was pretty perfect.
Now, what makes their pizza so good? Because I'm curious, because I love pizza, and I've never heard about it.
Well, if we go full nerd with it, I'd probably give it an 8.4.
Okay.
Probably based off the fact that the taste is really good, the ingredients are really good. It's a little bit messier of like a pizza than I like, but it was really bomb.
And what kind of pizza do you get when you go to Slice Gods?
I think it's whatever, like they say they're like traditional Italian pizza. Wouldn't call it thin crust, but it's pretty standard. They got pretty much everything. They do have slices until good. 4, but I think they have plans to expand the building or to the building next over, so they can actually have a case to have like all their pieces, so they can actually do more slices. It's more it's easier just to get a regular pie, which we all did and split.
Yeah, and it looked pretty packed in there, so you guys,
it was fun.
Yeah,
we just be doing dumb shit like that. Well, they were stoked that everyone was mobbing and buying a pizza, and they were like reposting our stupid ass posts about linking at Slice Gods, so it was pretty cool.
Yeah, I think it's awesome to be able to support, local business and for them to show the love back. So shout out to Slice Gods. If I'm ever in the area, I definitely got to go check it out.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, and you had double duty last night because obviously you also play in Provoke. I am curious, do you enjoy that? Is that something you would like to, maybe do a run with, or do you like to, split it up?
No, I hate that band. I don't like playing with them. No, I've been bullying them about when they had another guitar player. I just bullied them a bunch about playing third guitar, because I think 3-guitar bands are awesome. And a 3-guitar like metalcore, hardcore adjacent band would be funny. But yeah, I mean, I jumped on that as soon as their other guitar player not with them anymore. So yeah, I did. We did a run with them with Ruin. So I did 2 sets for every night for like just 3 nights on the weekend. And yeah, I mean, it's been pretty good. It's been pretty cool because it's like both bands have been, I don't know, up at like simultaneously. Like we both had really good sets yesterday, and we've been having really good sets. At least we're on like a standard of like, at least our friends will mosh, type of thing. So where we haven't really played like a dead set in a sec. Maybe like Sacramento. But I mean, yeah, I like playing the band. We wrote one of the songs on our new EP together, and I'm always writing and demoing, and I do more of that, and I'm really into demoing out songs and making them sound cool and just doing dumb shit like putting like samples. Like we're making shit, and I'm trying to make it like put like SpongeBob and Family Guy samples in there with like crazy 808s, and I'll send it to them. Like, what do you guys think of this demo of the song? Just that's the type of thing that I like,
Yeah. Well, back in the day, Suicide Silence on their demo, they had a bunch of Family Guy samples.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly why I did that. Yeah. So it's cool to see also like the deathcore revival in like a good way, like bands like Gorilla Glass. I just got put on do, and it's dope. It's just like a 5-song EP, and it's got the crazy samples and the crazy 808s, but really dope parts, like 80% mosh parts. So that shit's dope. Yeah,
it feels like I'm like re-entering like the early 2000s, late 2000s, because there's like deathcore is coming back, and then there's all these like fast hardcore bands coming back. Everybody's like saying stop playing heavy stuff, stop playing beat down, and play fast hardcore.
Well, yeah.
And
things get dried out.
Well, yeah, but it seems like I've been through this cycle before, where I'm just like, wow, we're finally here, where people are getting tired of it, which is totally fine, because you got to think that kind of hardcore has been at the top of the scene for a while, which is totally cool. And for anybody who sticks around long enough, like, you'll see that every genre has their moment. So this is just part of the cycle to see one genre kind of take the backseat, and then the other ones will rise up, and that'll be the new popular thing.
Straight up. Yeah, I mean, we're all definitely agreed on it now at this point, but we're trying to do it more like deathcore adjacent with like melodic parts, because a lot of people are doing like the metalcore stuff, which I love and is great, but I think that's a quality shift. And I don't know, at the end of the day, I think people want to mosh to that at the hardcore show. So, trying to bring bands like, like, I don't know, like Suicide Silence. I'm thinking of some other bands, but just trying to bring more like of those like fun deathcore parts that people like mosh into and stuff.
Yeah, well, you got to think. Was it Elijah just like released the remaster?
Exactly. Yeah.
And that's like
Psychosis. Psychosis is also a pretty good band too, but it's just bands that like don't necessarily play hardcore shows, or like I know they're canceled now, but like Tectosa was popping for a bit. But I think that stuff's really fun to play, and also I love just bringing our like 808 drops. Like we use a sampler. Mm-hmm. The guitar player Ruin Chris just lets us borrow it, and yesterday I'm just hitting like these crazy dumb 808 parts for like the bass drops, and they're dope for deathcore parts, because typically the bass drop will go, when the mosh part hits and the bass drop kind of goes, and you hear it in between these like chugs. That's my favorite shit. Okay,
yeah, and I feel like deathcore like always has a place, because if you look there at times, there's always like a band here and there that everybody like fucks with, and then even if you look at the lineup for Sound and Fury, and you see like Peeling Flesh on the line, mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, that's something that like I wasn't expecting, because I just got put onto Peeling Flesh like a couple months ago.
Yeah, definitely not.
And yeah, and to see them get, or they're going to have the opportunity to hit the big stage at Sound and Fury, I'm like, okay, that's really cool. And they just came off that full US tour with like Jesus Piece, so it's not.
Yeah, it's just a smart move for the fest for sure. It's what the kids are into, most definitely.
Yeah, I feel like it's better to have more variety if you want to draw a bigger audience, because
I'm dumb. I just secretly wished like maybe like a King 9 or but like a Death Threat, but that's all I've been listening to as of recent. It's like Terror, King 9, and Death Threat.
Okay, yeah, I just saw King 9 back at LDB, and that was insane.
Good for you, man. Good for you. I'm glad you saw that dope freaking Scared to Death set.
Yeah. Good bands, and yeah, Death Threat, man. Death Threat's obviously legendary. I hope it's cool to hear someone younger like you mention Death Threat, because sometimes I'm curious, do like newer kids know or even care?
I'm obsessed. I love it so much. I literally just put on like I'm a YouTube freak, so I just put on like the This Is Hardcore 2019 video. It was a daily thing for about a couple months. Mm-hmm. Like I'll be, driving. I'm not, watching it, but the audio is great, and it's a very, very solid performance on like the last day's lineup. So I listen to that shit all the time. I bullied the Ruin guys into doing a Halloween cover set, which is, I think we have a date now. So it's like going to be just all our friends' bands doing like, I think that the lineup's pretty solid for like cover bands. I think Provoke's going to do Black Dahlia Murder. Not to blow it up, but fuck it. I don't think people give a shit. But I don't really think people are going to know the Death Threat set, but I don't give a fuck, because I'm literally in my car, in my room, like fucking doing fucking Aaron. Like I love that shit. And also like the records are really good. It's very emotional record. And have really, really impactful lyrics and parts. And then the riffs are dope. It's just like youth of today and C sharp standard and like slower. So I'd be fucking with that shit.
Okay. Well, I'm very happy to hear a Halloween show because sometimes I think about back in the day and Halloween shows used to be like a bigger deal, but I just don't know if like or if the holiday is not that popular within like the hardcore scene anymore. But just hearing that,
I think this show is gonna be sick. I think we have it like at a good time, not to conflict with any other possible ones, like mid-late month. So I think it should be good. It should be dope. And if not, then I got no faith in anyone for not being stoked about this. So whatever.
Yeah. Well, I think these days it just seems like kids are just generally stoked out here because I can't remember the last time I went to like a dead hardcore show.
Yeah, at least there's something going on regardless of how they're moshing. It's really cool. I mean, honestly, High Desert yesterday had a little bit of some goofball mosh, but like it's really cool to see like really, really young kids repping like bands that are out there doing it, like Smoked or whatever, but like have sick mosh style. And I love that shit. I'm a nerd with that shit. So I look at it and I'm just like in there like, hell yeah, this shit's awesome.
Yeah.
And also like in terms of like how many kids were moshing and are stoked, my favorite so far has probably been playing the Bay Area.
Okay.
Because they just really popped off for our sets. My bands played first and second, and we had very, very solid sets, and we were out of towners. So there's no real reason for them to fucking fuck with us at all. So that shit was pretty hard.
Yeah, the kids are just stoked that bands are coming through and they're actually paying attention because that's how I was when I was younger. I would see a flyer and I would be like, okay, I know this band, that band, but like who the hell are like these bands? And then you go hit up the MySpace or the Pure Volume at the time, and same thing today. I go look, I'm like, where's the Instagram, where's the Bandcamp, or if I know somebody involved with the show, I'll shoot them a text like, hey, like what's up with this band, just try to get some information.
I think that's really cool. I think it's like a pretty, I think what I've seen is the divide amongst most of the younger people, like younger than me. I'm very young still, but like it's like there's kids that are into it, and then maybe there's just kids that are going there just to party, which I'm not like the hugest fan of. But also, it is what it is.
Yeah, but you just got to give it time. The kind of people who don't really belong, they'll somehow find their way out. Yeah,
it's funny how that works.
Yeah, and that's why I don't try to let people bother me as much these days as it used to, because I know if they're fake, they'll eventually get exposed, or they'll just realize that it's not for them, and they'll just move on to something else. So I just just wait patiently.
Yeah, that's what I try to do. That's what I try to do. I try to get all outraged, outraged with the hardcore spirit, on some bullshit.
Yeah, just try to focus my energy on the people actually putting in the work for the scene, doing bands, putting on shows.
I mean, and I mean, again, the show yesterday, shout out people like Andres 5'7", like the crazy amount of work that he puts in. Like he may seem like he's like stressed out all the time just because he's just doing shit, working 40 50 hours a week, playing a bunch of bands. Now he's committing to playing as many like Manos de Fierro shows as possible. He's going up to the Bay every other weekend, and he's a great drummer, plays in dope bands, and we're even trying to cook up some bullshit, like some kickback like rip off shit, just to have fun, just to do things like like to get him to sing or whatever. And it's really cool, to have friends in like different areas and to see what they're doing for the community. I mean, they're really doing, it's really hard to like do it over here in Orange County, but like over there, they're really building something dope. And it goes up and down for sure. I mean, the hype comes a lot of the times from getting like popular out of towner bands, but that builds some sort of residual effect that there's just regular kids coming to like whatever Haven show. That's really the only spot now in the IE, which is definitely fine. It just would be better if they knew how to do sound, but otherwise it's a great spot.
Sound, and I just would wish they would leave the lights on, because sometimes I'm in there
straight
and
up that like LED light shit.
Yeah.
I don't fuck with the fucking. They're just yeah. I usually I'm like turn the lights on unless it's like empty. I'm like, this is hella awkward. There's one time I had to turn the lights on lights off mid set. I'm like, this is awkward, guys, because that was, I think we played Super Bowl Sunday. And that was not good, just in terms of attendance.
Yeah, but also I feel like the word maybe isn't out there yet, right? Because shout out to like Division I booking, they're doing like a lot of shows at the Haven,
right?
But then when you look at who else is promoting there's not really like a whole lot of other people. But then
I said Mosh for Youth does stuff at times, and now SOS is booking there.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. You saw that the Zabalba show that they did there and sold out, right? And
of course, I mean, it's literally everyone saw that and it's like, oh, this shit's going to be fucking crazy.
Yeah, because that's just like a throwback. Because back in the day, any show that happened there was like crazy popping. Like that was the spot. Yeah,
Oscar, Bloom Photo guy was telling me, because I've really been getting into like the God's Hate Mass Murder record.
Okay.
Because I just haven't checked out anything else, and I'm like, oh wait, this shit is super dope, and I even like it a little bit more than the self-titled. And he was just telling me about that show and about how shit was crazy. I definitely fiend for a scary show, because I mean, at least in myself, I don't really feel that most of the time. Like I went to Discontent and Order of Elimination at Shea, and it was like maybe 30, 40 people deep. That shit was crazy scary. I mean, 70% credit I give to Dylan from Out of Pocket. That kid just goes bonkers. But it was awesome. Fools were throwing chairs. I got this like crazy low bruise from getting thrown into like the chalkboard. Like just some stupid shit is like so fun, and it's just what I live for, because it's just a fun show. We're all talking about it after, we all get it, so we're not fucking upset about it. We're just laughing our fucking asses off because this shit's fucking crazy. And dope music. I mean, Discontent, really fucking cool. That was awesome. And then them as a band too, like the front man had great presence, fun jokes. That's what gets people to mosh, is the damn jokes.
Yeah, I don't know what would bring the violence. I think it just depends on the obviously like the
friends
who shows up
for you.
Yeah, because I think some people just think it's just mixed reactions. Like people don't know like what they can do and can't do, but then also like they're afraid of consequence, because it's like, okay, if you go
the rules,
yeah, it's like you got to know if you go out there and you get a little crazy, you might have to deal with some shit. But when I go and see those Division I like booking shows, they mosh so crazy. Like it reminds me of how it was when I first started going to shows. Like kids, like all hitting each other, going crazy. But I feel like when you walk into one of their shows, like it's understood, like, hey, like shit's gonna go crazy, and it's not, they're not doing it to like fuck with you, not to beat you up, but this is just how the mosh is gonna be tonight.
Yeah, yeah, it depends. Sometimes I'll just stand in the back because I just don't want to get hit in the back of the head a bunch of times.
Yeah, because
I'm like, oh, whoever's coming, I'm like, all right, for sure, let's do this now.
Yeah,
but,
I went to
cool,
see. Oh, go ahead.
No.
I was gonna say I went to go see Load the Nines for a show, because I'm just like a huge fan of that band, and just that whole show, it was getting crazy. I got hit a couple of times, and I literally don't know anybody at those types of shows, and I know that I know what's going on. Like I wasn't gonna get pissed off. I wasn't gonna try to fight anybody, because I don't care, because I'm up front. I'm with my camera, and I know what the possibility.
Yeah. Wow, Jamie up front for the D1 show. That's a scary spot to be in, that low corner.
Yeah. Yeah, no, trust me. I know. I got hit. Not a big deal. Shit happens. Don't be a pussy.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
I don't know. I'm too soft for some of those. Like the first degree set, I saw what was going on there, and I saw the people, specific dudes who like mosh crazy, and I'm like, man, I'm gonna have to sit this one out. There's like people are throwing, like the floorboards or something crazy.
Yeah, lights on. I'm way less nervous than when lights are off, because if I can see the person coming and I get hit, that's totally fine. But if you catch it straight and you don't know where it's coming from, that shit sucks. It's just like, Jesus.
Especially when it's flashing lights, I'm just like, shit's like, oh, whoa, okay, it's got punched in the face. I even know what's happening. I really don't like flashing lights at a gig. Like we played Provoke played Brick by Brick the other day, in San Diego with Scalp. And for most of our sets, we just try to at least do like the brightest stationary lights that we can do. Because when I was like vibing out for like Auditory and Scalp, I was like, man, these like crazy lights are making me dizzy, and it doesn't make me really want to mosh. It makes me like, nervous. I'd rather not.
Yeah, just a weird vibe. Like, it's just irritating, kind of annoying. That's how I feel.
Yeah, it almost feels like it's on purpose. I'm like, you trying to get me to not mosh? This is rough.
And how was that show with Scalp?
Great. It was really good. It was like very interesting. The security was like not invasive, but they were doing like basically every time someone would mosh, they're like flashing a flashlight on them, which is weird. But they've never stopped anything from happening unless someone like got hurt and then they went in to take them out. So like, and they were chill. So I don't know, I almost felt like they were supposed to do that. So I wasn't too pressed about it. It was almost fun to sort of play on that and to try to like emphasize, break the rules a bit. I was saying some stupid shit like, flashlight mosh, just like go, just to, and we had a great set and sound there was pretty boss. Yeah, I definitely would play there again. And shout out Scalp and Devin specifically for having us. He put us on after we dropped the EP, so it was pretty dope. We'll be getting some pretty decent shows, so it's nice.
Yeah, former guest of the podcast.
Place is cool. Yeah, shout out the taco spot around the corner. I got a burrito and it was like this big. It was incredible. It was insane. It kind of fucked me up before the set, but. I don't know. I love a big stage recently, and then now I want to get like a little wireless pack for my guitar so I can do some like 2000 Hellfest Beyond Repair like spin kick shit. That's what I'm trying to do for that band. I'm trying to get as emo as possible.
Okay. Did you see Throwdown announced their first California show? They're in like 13 years. Yeah, it's in like weird like
I'm
big
sure
fest.
People will love that. Yeah, they do be doing that.
Yeah, and I just wish they would play a normal hardcore show.
Why don't you think they do that?
Probably money.
Yeah. I guess people have like opinions on that too, like the Beyond Repair Throwdown thing. I mean, but Beyond Repair, objectively gets the doper shows. They do.
And but it's like for me, I'm like just a Throwdown fan in general, so like I love the entire discography.
Just hearing the music.
Yeah, so yeah. I just wish that they could figure it out, but who knows?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I'm really curious what kind of reaction that they'll have, because they're doing they're doing one of those fests like later this summer on like out on the East Coast. And then, they have that fest. I wish I could remember, just because I just wasn't a fan of like the rest of the lineup. I really don't like going to fest anyway. But I
had a similar thing with, there is like this fest at the Garden Amp that Outspoken is playing.
Okay,
but it's like called All About 90s. It's like a bunch of probably some of those like niche 90s bands that each can draw like 50 to 100 people, and then no hardcore bands, and Outspoken is playing it. So I'm like, that's crazy, because they did their first show in a good minute at Program, and they're doing this.
Yeah, well, hopefully,
which I unfortunately missed because I really wanted to go see CI.
Okay. Well, I hope it, they're having fun, or it's, doing something for them, because
I'm sure they're having a great time.
Yeah. And it looks like you're showing a lot of love to San Diego.
Yeah, I love playing there. It's pretty dope. Shea is a really good spot to play. Now I know that Brick is pretty cool. We also played Provoke played this place called Brown Building, which is like a 30-40 cap spot, and it's like in the middle of like a pretty regular suburban area. Like I'd see like just random kids from the neighborhood skating and then just showed up to the gig. We played like with some like scrams bands and like emo bands, which I was like, okay, this is fitting. So I'm like, I'm sure we could pull this off. And I mean, they didn't really like it except our friends from like Abstain and Hereditary that showed up. So that made it fun. So I really do like that, going to shows in San Diego. I mean, it's a dope vibe. It's all like fun and green and shit. And then if I got time, I can go to like the beaches and good food. So it's cooler beach vibe than where I'm from. So yeah.
And are you still in like the Fullerton area?
Currently from Fullerton area, but I'm from. I moved around a lot, but for the most part, I stayed in like Inland Heights and Beach, Westminster area.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Sunset Beach too. I lived in for 2 different times with my folks. For a while, I was friends and neighbors with Kevin Noodles from The Offspring's kid. So because he had the house, has a fucking gangster ass house on the beach. And he doesn't like I say that, but we don't talk much, so it's whatever. Yeah, so that was pretty dope. Sunset Beach is really nice and cool. Shout out Sunset Pizza and Pasta. Shout out Taco Surf, RIP, it got burned down. Now they're trying to HB, with this whole Newport HB bullshit they're trying to do over there. They got a damn Mother's Market over there now. Because HB is like, I totally understand where they're trying to gentrify it. It's the right move, but like, the one fun niche quirkiness about like old HB that isn't fucked up 90s bullshit is is pretty gone. They got like the big fancy hotels and attract the weirdest tourists ever, to like who goes there who wants to go to Hayton Beach. But I mean, I rock with Pacific City in the sense of I like just Bear Flag. Everything else is pretty burnt. Like the West Camden store is like this whole punk aesthetic $80 t-shirt bullshit. But I know. But shout out Vinyl Solution. Really great spot for just, hardcore in the sense of like Bad Brains and like punk shit, records and a little knickknacks and what have you. I know people like Sam who play in bands now like Last Gang and was playing in band or is playing in like Side Eyes, bands like Melted, shit like that, worked there and now works at like Program. So it's pretty cool to see types of people who just come in and work spots like that.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I've been down to Huntington Beach. Like,
there's no real reason to go.
Yeah, it's just like
some of the surf's good.
Still here in Anaheim, and the beach is like 20 minutes away. It's not that far, but it's like I never go down there.
Well, we're in that spot now where we have the choice of going to HB or a Newport, or even if we really want to mob a little further, a Laguna, which objectively is a way nicer and doper beach. Even the area, it's expensive, but it's really, really beautiful spots. And Newport is a little bit better. I mean, like Balboa Island gets like pretty HB vibes in terms of not in terms of anything bad really, but like I'll be walking and there'll be dudes with like lifted trucks who just want to like drive all crazy and like rev their car because like nothing's going on over there. They got to start something. Downtown Newport bar like Crawl is pretty burnt. So it's funny to go down there at times, but yeah, I mean, that weirdly enough in that area there's really, really good delis and like New York style pizza. So that's a good reason to go there.
Yeah, I went to this bar one time, and this was years ago. This had to been like 20. I want to say like 2017. No, probably a little
Which
earlier.
One?
It was like like Goat Hill, Goat House, Goat. I don't know what the hell it's called.
Okay. I don't know, but yeah. I only know like Malarkeys.
Yeah, I went with this girl, and she just got drunk off her ass, and we're just like chilling. I'm eating food, and we're like, like where we were sitting was kind of like near like the dance floor, and this like guy bumped into her. And and she started like cussing him out, and he thought I was like her boyfriend, and he was like, dude, I'm so sorry. And I'm like, yo, dude, I know it was an accident, you're fine, just please ignore her. I'm sorry she's freaking out, but like, you're chill. So he's chill, and then he does it again, and the girl gets up and tries the girl gets up, tries to punch him, and I'm like, you do realize that you're starting this shit, and I'm gonna have to deal with it. So
that's the worst.
Yeah. So I was like, we're leaving. So I literally took her home, and I'm like, you're a fucking idiot. I'm never going to a bar with you again. Like I just wanted to eat food, and you're trying to fight people. This is not what I want to deal with.
No, yeah, did not get the text back, unfortunately, from Jamie York.
No, never. Yeah, because it's just like, and like the guy was like a chill dude. He was trying to enjoy his night, and he just accidentally bumped into her. It's not like he shoulder
too
checked
hard
her
on the dance floor. You know how it is, Jamie. People fucking up that shit.
Yeah. So like after that, I was like, dude, I cannot like risk having to fight, and maybe getting jumped, because just I'm not out there with the crew.
Or like you're in Newport, so like. Damn, you may end up catching some sort of legal shit for that, and that's like RIP your job or something. Like fuck that noise, bro.
Yeah, not worth it. But yeah, so I've never been into like the bar scene, because there's been so many, and I get it. Like early 20s, mid 20s, girls are like, hey, like let's go to fucking what's that bar in Fullerton that everybody goes to?
There's fucking.
They used to have shows there. Why can't I think of it?
Shows? Continental Room?
No. God, what was it?
Like Heroes?
Not Heroes.
Fucking the one that's across from Heroes. Is it the Irish bar?
No, it's like on the side where like the train station is. Why can't I think of the name of it?
Yeah, that's Heroes, but that is Heroes and
no, not Heroes.
I haven't.
Why? Hold on, I might look like this is gonna bother me, because I remember Terror played there. Hold on.
What?
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah, Terror. It was Terror and The Beautiful Ones.
Crazy gangster.
Hold on.
That's dope. In Fullerton?
Yeah.
Bro. I kill to be old.
Yeah. And like this girl that I was like really into, she's like, dude, like just let's go here. I'm like, God, I hate going, because it's just not my vibe. I never like enjoyed doing anything. Hold on, I have to see what the hell is it called. Maybe it's not even open anymore. What is the name?
I'm on the case.
Okay, you're on the case, because this is gonna bother me. I don't
Terror Fullerton Bar Show.
Yeah.
This was okay. Wait. Maybe. I'm starting to feel like, is that because I've seen like punk bands like DI play there. I know who you're talking about. It's a place. Oh wait. Okay, so okay. Oh, let me look this up.
Yeah, a slide bar.
Yeah, slide bar. Okay. Oh yeah.
Is slide bar still around?
No, it closed. I think it closed. Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Okay. But maybe that's why I haven't heard about it in years. But yeah, it's just like, this girl, she's always like, let's go to slide bar. And I'm like, no. I was like, have a good night. I'm staying home. I'm playing World of Warcraft. I'm not going to slide bar.
Yeah, the 21 plus terror show. Scary.
Yeah. Crazy. But I remember the last time that I actually went there, this guy was like, yo, like we got to go to emo night. This is gonna be the best thing. And I'm like, why are they doing? Because he was swearing up and down that this was like, and for the record, I've never been to emo night, so this was gonna be like,
people love that shit, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So this was gonna be my first one, and I was like, I guess we'll go. And in my mind, I'm thinking it's like the actual like official emo night, and then we roll up and it's at Slide Bar, and there's like maybe 3 people there, and like we're all looking at the dude that brought us. Like, this isn't the right one. Like, this is some bootleg.
This isn't the right one. Yeah,
because I used to work
go to
for
Observatory and pay like $40 for your drink to do that.
It's just that kind of stuff is just like, and also one of those things too. he used to work for this company that used to print merch for emo night. So anyone who wanted to go, like, we could get in for free. We didn't have to wait in line. And I always wanted to go. Like, there was one night where Halsey played. I'm a huge Halsey fan. Cool. I didn't go because I had because I was working like multiple jobs. So I was like, I can't go because I have to work my other job in the morning. And then my friends were sending me pictures of Halsey, and I was just like, God, I regret not going that night.
Right. Yeah, you got to do it. You got to run it up. Yeah. I don't know, man. I see it, and I'm just like, what is it? Like, just two guys hyping up a crowd playing MGK or whatever, and like, my chem. It's just not my speed. Because I think it's definitely like a bar culture thing.
100%.
We're gonna get drunk and be like, sing our songs, and I was like, that's not my speed. And like, yeah, bar hopping is like not my speed. I tend, I'm like a quarter Filipino in like two ways. Like, I'm a super big lightweight, and I did pretty good in math, and straight up, like, it's just, I don't know. It's just not my thing. I get all sleepy and I want to go home, unless I'm like with close friends who I can be a dork around. Otherwise, it's just not my thing. It's just a lot of money. Like, I feel like, I go to shows a bunch all weekend, but still, I feel like I'm still in the net positive if I was like going to bars a bunch, spending so much money on all this beer and shit and tips and bullshit. It's just not my thing. I just like being at home, smoking weed and death scrolling on TikTok is my thing.
TikTok, I feel like ever since they announced, like, okay, like the ban is happening on TikTok, I feel
it's not a ban, is it? No, they have to move the company to here, which is like extremely, I don't know. It makes sense, but to the everyday person, it's like, why would you do that? I mean, I was a little stressed out of that too, just seeing headlines of it being like a tad bit misconstrued, because like a lot of my girlfriend's like how she does a lot of her advertising for her businesses on there, but when I thought of it, I'm like, all right, I don't, I guess they'll regulate this somehow. I guess it's more on like a data front, so they're not, because they get a lot of data on how like Americans are consuming media, and now I feel like a lot of their regulations on how people are consuming media are reflective of probably the negative consequences and aspects of how we consume things like TikTok. It's where they have all kinds of limits on it, So I think in some ways they got that figured out, for the better of the people. But that's, just a different sort of, whatever the word is, thought process, and sort of, different sense of individuality. Like in America, we value that, but on a very, but it's given to us on a very, I'm at a loss for my vocab, but not superficial, for sure. But I don't know. I go on TikTok sometimes. Most of it is just my girlfriend sending me stuff so I can reply to it, being like, "Yay, cool." But it's great to find new places to eat. But then I think people caught on to that formula, the content formula of like, "Oh my God, I found this great place in Fullerton. It's really cool. Come check it out." Because it just blows up spots. And now people are trying to like artificially create that. And the place is just hella mid, or something like that. Or it'll be like those restaurants at home where they got like the $40 crazy plate, of some crazy shit like sliders and wings and like,
I can't trust
fries. I mean, I'd be down for like that one spot in Long Beach, but then I look at it, the prices, and I'm like, holy shit. I'd rather go to like all you can eat sushi or something, dude.
Yeah, I saw a video. This girl was like, I was trying to support this girl because she was going through a rough time, so she started her own business, and then she opens the container and she's like, "This is what that bitch sold me," and she's like, "Does it look familiar?" And it's literally Popeyes. That's
not real. That's crazy.
Yeah, she's just reselling Popeyes, which is comedy.
Incredible grift. That's awesome.
Yeah. But what I was gonna say was, ever since like that whole announcement and the drama, I feel like the algorithm has been kind of lacking to kind of push me towards the things that I like. Because I feel like TikTok used to have like the best algorithm. Like they knew what I wanted to see before I even knew I wanted to see it, and I would spend way more time in.
It'd be almost weird. I'm like, I just talked about this with my friends. Why are you showing me this?
Yeah, but now it's like I find myself more on Instagram Reels, but somehow, and this is some of that, I feel like my brain is like fucked up. I've somehow gotten added to like this pool of people like, hey, feed this guy people dying. So it's like all these videos of people getting
straight up, dude.
Yeah,
that's my Twitter. That's my Twitter.
Yeah, and I'm like, how do these accounts even exist? And
dude, I can't believe it's on Instagram Reels now. Like I thought it was just like a Twitter thing. Like, oh, it's just because Twitter is like crazy unregulated, right? And now, well, people send me shit just to fuck with me. Like Gabe and Gabe from Hereditary and Pure Spawn or whatever, he just be sending me like crazy car crashes and like those car meets where people start drifting and then they hit people.
Oh my god!
Or like because what really started it was Steven, the 197 guy, sent me a couple of videos of people dying, and then it became my entire feed, right? People dying. I do like when okay, well maybe it's not true because usually when you see that and then usually people just make up a random caption about the story. I'm like, oh cool, Robert gets killed. I'm like, all right, dope. But sometimes I just be doom scrolling, bumming out so hard, but I can't stop looking at people dying, in unfortunate situations. But the thing is that I don't really have a personal Twitter. It's just the band's Twitter. So I'll repost something funny every now and again, but I'm just shit posting on the Twitter off the rip. Sergio's upset at me now because of it, but you know what? I don't, can't take yourself too damn seriously. I think it's funny as fuck.
Yeah, I still use my Twitter to like promote the podcast, and I'll tweet out like
and I'll love to. I understand why Sergio is upset. I just love being a shithead.
Yeah, I feel like you just gotta try to enjoy yourself on these apps because it's too easy to try to find things to get you upset because it's out there. All the things you hate.
A lot of stuff is out there. It's definitely like a moral like split for me. It's like so much is going on in the world that is really upsetting and really needs to be talked about. It's just like, I just get bummed out all the time. There's lots to be bummed out about, for sure.
Yeah, honestly, I've spent this whole week just listening to podcasts about UFOs and
that's it. Yeah, I'm on that white boy bullshit. Your mom's house fucking comedy podcast. I'm just like, I need a damn laugh.
Yeah, and that's what I love about the internet, right? Because it can be so bad, but also it can be so good.
Yeah, I remember coming up 11, 12, 13, just exploring fucking 4chan b-board, like just fucking Reddit, just bullshit, like, and just seeing the worst shit that I wish I could unsee now. Because I think it fucked me up a bit, but so yeah, it can be pretty rough. Like going on like best score or some stupid shit like that, but yeah, internet's crazy, man. But now it's just all about, because like everything in terms of like consumer products is gearing towards personalization. Social media is heavily personalized towards you and customizable. Like you're saying, like American government's cracking down on like TikTok's use of data, and the algorithm's not as good. Why? Because their data is so good on you and know exactly what they want. They're collecting audio data that you're telling them they can use your microphone all the time, so they can like hear shit that you're talking about, and then now it's on your your display side ads on your TikTok. It was just shit that I'm into because I do a lot of that stuff for work and what I research in school and stuff. More for my old job, I learned a lot about that.
And I find it to be useless like 90% of the time. But recently I was really interested in finding like a new program to help mix and master the podcast. And
straight up, yeah.
Found like a decent one. But then
Which
I was just
using?
Right now.
Yeah.
I use Adobe Premiere, and then I use this program called Isotope.
Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay. Oh, like use Ozone to master it or something.
Yeah, Ozone,
Yeah.
RX11, and yeah, so stuff like that. So
Classic move.
Yeah, so I'm not super technical, right? I don't know what I'm doing. I just like find the stuff through what I read on Reddit and watch on YouTube. So when I looked at this one plugin, and it just kind of sent me down this rabbit hole of all these other things that I've never heard of. So I'm like, okay, this was the one time where I felt like this was useful, where they were stealing my data.
Yeah, good on you guys. Yeah. All right. What else, Jamie?
Well, the main reason you're here is because Ruin is supposed to have some new songs, and I remember it was supposed to be late May. Here we are, like mid-June. I'm curious.
All right. It's next week. It's coming out next week. Right, at this point, when this comes out, it probably will be announced June 14th. Which reminds me, I have to put that on DistroKid, but
okay.
Yeah, we got 2 songs, a promo that we're coming out this Friday, and yeah, I'm pretty stoked on them. We recorded them with our friend Frank Meyer at Maps in Fullerton, which is where like we recorded the Provoke stuff, or like the drums at least, and then my old band Defamation, we recorded our EP there, and pretty stoked. And then he mixed it, and Nick Townsend mastered it, and I think it sounds pretty interesting. I believe I did send them to you, but I'd be sending them all kinds of people and shit.
Yeah, I did get the songs from you, but can you talk about why there was a delay? Not that long of a delay, maybe just a couple weeks.
Yeah, I know, right? I definitely was a little bit more time from the demo to now that I wanted. Just, we're just working things out as a band. We had some changes and just grinding it out. Working on the songs and such, and got busy with playing shows. Got some good shows, but I think now we're writing for an EP, and we should try to keep the flow of music more streamlined. Thankfully, in respect to our friends that have still continuously put us on and given us solid shows, and then obviously people Xavier and SOS booking, putting us on, and still doing it. We next month we'll be playing with Ingrown, Stepped on Site, Human Garbage, and Big Ass Truck, which I am super stressed about playing after a Big Ass Truck, because I just know the kids will eat that shit up, and they'll have a gangster set. And the energy they bring is great, and all the homies just gonna put on and just do dumbass shit. So I think we'll do fine. But we are planning a tour with them in September.
And will these songs on the promo be on the EP that you guys are working on?
I think so. We still have like one other song written, but right now, I mean, I got so busy also just writing for other stuff, because we're just working things out as a band. I'm putting into situations that I've never really been put into my life, of like gaining, I wouldn't call it success, but like not doing nothing. And some people like us, so just the pressure and emotional aspects of it, delay things and what have you. But now I feel like we're all in a great place. We're really understanding of each other, and have like mutual understanding and respect, and I really rock with all that. And also I just get burnt out, if something's not, if I'm not vibing, I just don't want to write for it, so I have like I have a 3-song, and I have like 2-3 songs written for different bands that I'm trying to do, and other stuff I'm trying to work on. I got like a Internal Affairs, Death Threat, and pretty much like Dare worship band I'm trying to work on. Hard two steps. I love the dope hard 2-step band that has the one mosh part in the whole set. That's freaking badass. That's my favorite shit.
Okay.
So I try to do that, and then like more like deathcore revival shit, but on like a more chaotic sense.
All right, and I'm also curious about the promo because the promo should be out by the time this drops. Is artwork ready?
Everything's ready. You just reminded me I'm a huge lagger. I have to put that up on DistroKid, but everything's ready. Chris, our now bass player, has been amazing. Very, 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 very amazing. He made all our artwork. It's gonna be an OS vibe with the fucking like the main part of it's gonna be like a promo picture of us. Shout out our friend Mitch, who we did promos in downtown Fullerton and at Play. So we've been using them, as just content for posting. And yeah, everything's ready. It's fully mastered. Our artwork's done. We have. I wanted to cold drop it, but I'm a little bit of an idiot. So I met in the middle with everyone. I'm like, all right, week of promotion. I'm gonna try to do we got like an announcement, little art, and then I made a little video. That's just like a compilation of like digicam footage. Because Mitch, our friend, came on us with for the weekend, so took a bunch of digicam footage of our sets, and then just us fucking around doing shit, gambling, other dumb shit. So then that's gonna like have the audio in it, right? So then I can have people that can hear it, and if they like it, get hype on it. So everything's good to go, and I'm super stoked. I'm really happy with how everything came out. I think it's a big step up, and just for me vocally and lyrically too. And just I really try to make like vocals and lyrics that were like impactful and like pissed, but in the sense of both the style as well as the lyrical matter too. Doing this whole band and being a frontman, it's been a journey definitely to try to get my stage style and presence, because like I'm just regular old at the end of the day like middle class white suburban nerd ass kid who loves hardcore music and shit. So I'm not a tough guy, and I love tough guy music for sure and like piss shit. And I'll have fun on the dance floor to that, but trying to find my style there. So really all I do is just obsess over like Terror and Dead Thread live videos. And I'm like, this seems like the right vibe.
Yeah, no, that's a great blueprint to follow, because two awesome bands, and obviously Scott Vogel, legendary frontman. So great choices.
That shit's gangster. Yeah, I'm trying to like when we play, like yesterday, I love playing on the floor, being level with people, because at the end of the day, it gets people more inclined to move up, come hang out with me, etc. And also just trying to find like niche things to say that get people to dance, that get people like excited, and also just I love saying some dumb shit too, so that shit's fun.
And thank you for sending me the songs early. I'm a fan of the production, because I listen to the promos. I'm like, okay, this sounds really good.
Yeah, shout out Frank again. He's awesome. He's been a great friend of mine for many years before, coming around to shows and everything and being into the whole thing. So he was a great engineer and producer too. So I'm really excited about that, and I'd love to keep going towards him. And he just really needs more clientele. He's too locked in. He's not tapped in enough. We got to get Frank tapped in, to be honest.
All right.
Because he's really solid, and that room is awesome. I love the drum sounds. Benny, our drummer, #1 gangster in the world. Drummer samurai. I can't be not nice enough about that dude, and how much I bully him in terms of just fucking crack the whip on that fool, because I'm like, can you just play for all my bands? Because it's really hard to find a good drummer, especially in Orange County. The scene really at the end of the day is very, very small here. When you really, think about people that go to like real shows, like there's a good amount of, there's tons of kids who go to the punk shows, the HXC shows, and what have you. That's just sort of a whole different realm. And then I'll see, like when Big Boy and Tsunami or like other type bands like that come around to like Shane, and that's really, it's cool. and I'm seeing like some sort of upward progression with how they are at shows, and that's cool and all. But like the people that go and just love like new local bands, going to like, I mean, it's not too big nowadays, but like program, it's kind of moved towards like now Long Beach is where OC heads will go, and that clique of people is relatively small, especially people who are from Orange County.
100%. Yeah. You guys have a show in Long Beach next month.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Auditory was going to be on it, and they dropped. So, but Bent Blue and Extraction, new band, Whirlwind. So it should be fun. It should be for the friends. Drive to the show, mosh pit, get some food. Great day.
Yes, I will be there. You know what's crazy is since the last time you were on the podcast, I have not seen Ruin.
We've definitely gotten a lot better.
Maybe it's a good thing then. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we're definitely better, and primed to maybe play some sort of better shows. But it's been great just grinding out, playing local shows, playing different rooms. It's been sick.
Yeah, because it feels like I'm like, all right, I'm going to a show, or I see Ruin on the flyer. I'm like, why are they always playing the same day as all these other shows?
A lot of shows, a lot of things happening. Yeah, I'm real bummed about that fucking July 6th thing. We're playing in Shea, some sort of like local band fest, which is cool. Shout out Silenced. They're on it. So that's like 90% of the reason why I want to play, because I want to buy a Silent shirt.
I saw them.
Yeah, that shit is gangster. Stoked that young bands are finally fucking playing good shows. It's a long time coming. They're playing for the goofballs, which is great. We're playing for the young kids, but it's good to play to a crowd that really appreciates it, understands it. And they're cool. And I mean, there's like 10 cool kids in OC that I'm figuring out, and that's cool. I fuck with that.
Yeah, I feel like bands like Silenced, or even yourself, I feel like are really important to help keep the scene alive. Because when we take a step back and we look at like this year, right, Vamakara, Distort just deciding to hang it up, and it's like, dude,
huge RIP.
Yeah, huge, because those bands were and still are like so like beloved and did a lot of cool shit. And I get it. They have the reasons for hanging it up, but just like selfishly, it's like, damn, the less bands we have, it's not good. It's always better to have more to choose from. But it's good to know that there's young kids like Silenced who are stepping up to start new bands and play shows, and then even you putting in work, doing 2 bands and getting out there and staying busy, because you can start a band but not do anything. But for you, I can see the hard work being put in.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard work for sure, but like at the end of the day, it's the thing that I love doing on the weekends in my free time. It's all that I really like doing, besides, I don't know, fucking playing video games, hanging out with my friends. That's what I obsess over. So it's, and we do crazy shit to make it happen, lack of sleep, crazy shifts at work or whatever, and big ass mobs. But at the end of the day, when we get to the gig, I mean, not even when we start playing, when we get to the gig and we're hanging out with friends and, that we love, and get to, if the show's great, that's huge plus. And that's what I look forward to. Like, I was looking forward to fucking show you yesterday for weeks, just because I'm like, we were talking about we're gonna go to Slice Gods before, maybe play some pool before, hang out, and the spot was sick and the shows were dope. So it was just an A1 day. So at the end of the day, it's just what I love doing. It's what, really, I don't know, keeps me going, dude. And yeah, I mean, big bummer to go back on that, like for bands like Distort and Vamakara for calling it quits, because I was like, I like going into the archives a bit, see what flyers these bands are playing like 10 years ago, 10, but 8, 7 years ago. Like I was looking at, because like I said, Oscar mentioned it, like the Mass Murder record release lineup, like Vamakara opener, Down Presser, Twitching Tongues. It's like, holy shit, this shit is now, that's just going to be at the Palladium next week. It's basically, and which is fucking awesome to see, which I'm very stoked for that. I'm definitely going to go to that.
Yeah, shout out SOS for 20 years of doing shows.
That's
And
fucking sick and gangster. I'm stoked that in my, time doing this, which has been very, very short, in all actuality, in all honesty, but I'm just trying to be as real I possibly can be, and not do the thing that some people are doing, as like expecting all kinds of shit and yada yada, fucking, just start coming around trying to be cool and shit, and it's like I just love going to shows, be my friends, moshing and shit, looking like a fucking dork. So I love that in my time I can go see fucking like it or not. Um, you know. And then especially at that gratitude, the show is going to be crazy, 100%. It's going to be dope. And also, like Downpresser, really excited for them. Terror is, a band that just maybe last 6 months, I'm like, oh, okay. This is the best hardcore band of all time. Like before, I've seen like 3 times. And my dumb, young brain is like, this shit's cool. But appreciating and understanding the older bands in the sense of more just the music and whatever, how simple it is, yada, yada. It's more about like the ethos of it all. And that is extremely beautiful. And I love that. And that's what drives me, and that's what I love. And then I watch fucking every single fucking day, watching just live sets, listening to the music. I listen to that Garage Cast podcast like each episode probably 10 times over, because I'm just a fucking ADHD fucking autism spam nerd. I just be spamming that shit. Love listening to it over and over and over and over. And just I love them. I love the lore. I love understanding it, and then it makes me want to go listen to the record again.
100%. That's why these things are cool, these conversations, because they're pieces of hardcore history. They're helping like preserve it, right? Because there's so many crazy stories that I've read on like the B9 that are just lost in time.
I was a shithead on Call of Duty, so maybe I would have been in some hot water if I was doing that back in the day. But I love hearing about fucking shit like that, like the B9 boards.
Yeah, but I'm happy that you got to the point where you can really appreciate Terror for what they are, because just throughout the years, always has a star-studded lineup, consistently putting out good music, consistently caring about the scene, putting on for newer bands.
That's awesome. It's fucking so gangster. It's the coolest shit ever. Staying, tried and true, straight up. It's so cool, man. And I haven't been doing shit around for long, so I really take everything that we've been given and all the props and anything really with the extreme heavy heart, because it's really awesome. And it feels extremely undeserved, because this isn't I it's not I have other things going on in life that I appreciate and that I love, and I try to put in as much into this as I possibly can, so to get any sort of love for anything that I do is great, except for the moshing. I am like, this is just for my mental health, and or putting on, for the homies band. I'm like, all right, we gotta make sure bro's got a good set. Ain't nobody here, type shit. Or like, I'm not a fan of when people are like coming out to me, like, good shit out there, bro, because it just makes me feel weird, and it makes me feel like people are like recreationalizing it, in a sense, to where it's like, this isn't like a sport to me, maybe it is to you, maybe you're racking up the points. I just love watching hella videos on YouTube and just maybe doing some crazy shit, but also like, I don't know, I'm weird, bro. I love dancing. That shit's hard.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's a big part of having fun at shows, is getting in there and just feeling the music.
Yeah, I love that. I love that shit. So I just feel awkward when people are like good shit, great spin kicks, bro. I'm like, thanks, man. It's cool. I'll take it from an older head who says something a little more niche. I'm like, that's dope. But otherwise, I just get awkward and shit.
Yeah, it's funny these days because I definitely don't mosh as much as I used to, but when I do get
Dude,
there,
I gotta see that Jamie mosh, dude. I need to see that K-pop mosh.
all right, June 22nd, I'll be in that.
June 22nd, K-pop King 9 mosh.
Be in the ruin pit.
Dude, fuck it, dude. There we go. I think we'll cover excessive force just for you.
Okay, but yeah, but it's funny when people are like, "We didn't know you moshed." I'm like, dude, I've been doing this shit forever. I just stand around a lot these days. I'm older. Leave me alone,
dude. You know, Sean Madden.
Sean Madden.
I just saw him mosh for the first time yesterday for Wrath of Gods. I'm like, that's kind of sick.
Yeah, Sean Madden and I have a lot of history. Shout out Sean Madden.
He's I've got to talk to him and Taylor. They're pretty cool guys. Also shout out like Wrath of Gods and pull your card. So I just love funny people, so it's awesome.
Yeah,
chop it up.
Wrath of Gods, maybe underrated. I think they're super
underrated. 100%. I don't get why they're not on doper shows, but like, I guess maybe it's more of a music thing, like having more music out, which they all understand and are doing. So fuck yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna pop for sure. Because great frontman too, and band's dope, and the homie Andres sometimes fills in for them, and that's sick. They played a secret set yesterday. Played 2 songs and like a First Blood cover, so that's kind of sick.
Oh, I love First Blood.
This shit was gangster.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm really curious too. Ruin put out a Halo rip a while back.
It's coming out. Sorry. We're doing the pre-orders. My bad. We were doing it, and then we print right now with Josh from like Famakara, Momentum, Twisted Cane, and he just makes it so easy for us. He's been great because was some of his first like independent clientele. And he's been just very solid. So just wanted to keep doing it with him, giving him money and shit. But he, after like that, after a couple of weeks, he just been nonstop touring, which amazing for him with like a Pawn Stone, and then we went out to Japan and South Korea. And and then like the Momentum tour with like Kublai Khan.
Mm-hmm.
So that all is super fire and things that he deserves to do because he's gangsta. He's a great guy.
So they are coming.
Yeah, I didn't answer that. They are coming. As I am putting in the order as soon as that dude touches down in SoCal. But yeah, and then we're gonna have that on our. We'll do that plus 30 shirts. We got a lot of people asking about it, which is cool. So we'll send that out and then we'll have it on our table sooner or later. But classic Everlong hardcore pre-order. Sorry guys.
I'm curious why Halo and like no Fortnite.
Nah, bro, come on. We're not. I'll bet some. No New Jack bullshit. No, but like, that would look. I don't. In the Fortnite text, no way. I mean, we all, it's trying to keep it OS. Man, we're trying to do because we all played Halo growing up, and that's like a integral part of us, and we thought about it, and I think it'd be dope and would resonate with people around our age ish, and it definitely did. So, thanks for the people who got the pre-orders. Sorry, but you made your money back. It's been like maybe 7 pay periods, so I don't think you're feeling it anymore. But it's coming. It's coming for sure. And it'll be on good print. I want to print on like Pro Club so bad if it wasn't so expensive. I'm a huge Pro Club fan.
Yeah,
I still have like one of the first ish Twisted Cane Pro Clubs shirts, which they were selling for $20.
Which is a fair price.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, fair price for shirts.
Yeah, I think they're expensive. Yeah, it's generally thicker material.
Yeah,
and in high demand amongst just people just wearing standard blanks.
Yeah, going to a concert in a couple days, and they already posted the merch, and they're charging like $45 for t-shirts and $85.
Is this the K-pop show?
Yes. Well, not the one you messaged me about. This is another
there's
one.
Merch cuts. They're taking a merch cut. They got to up the price. I mean, some of the prices I saw on some of the on like the Knock Loose tour was like it was. I don't even think it was their decision. It was like they had to price match each other. And then obviously there's fees, and when they obviously have a production team that everything's just gets expensive, and to make any sort of a profit to keep doing it and to live, and do it, everything full time that they do, which that's obviously amazing to see. Did you go to that Sick New World thing?
No, I don't like going to things like that, if I'm being honest. It's too many people.
Oh yeah, it felt too much. I did have a ticket, but I was at the time like didn't start my new job yet, so I was like, oh man, I kind of need this money, but like you couldn't afford going. And it did seem like I really needed a rest. I'm like, oh man, that sounds like a lot, but it did seem dope. Having Fury play like second was a little bit sacrilege. I think seeing them do the Leeway cover to for a festival, 100 people was like, God, it's like, come on, you did them dirty.
Yeah, where's the respect for true
where's
OC
the respect
legends?
for OC? And then, but I guess they had good shows after because they played with the Garden, which I love the Garden. I'm a Garden head, straight up.
I saw them once.
I've seen them a couple times. Yeah, they're cool. I mean, they're like the new stuff. Put it away because it's like it's trying to like appeal to like this new age, fucking OC kid, fur hat, dystopian hat, dystopia shirt, fucking
hat, okay.
Baggy pants. Which it's just and then with putting on OC, but like the first record is very like their old stuff is super like how do you say it, like psychobilly, like bass parts, just like bass drums, chaotic shit, and then like more poppy stuff. I love that shit, and that's kind of more stuff in terms of like localer bands like that I was getting into coming up. I remember saw them at the US Open for like free. And I saw their first show back too. But then at that time I was like, maybe I'm too old to be here. But or like I grew out of it. But I mean I just love the Garden. They're awesome.
Yeah, funny enough, when I saw them, it was at a festival, and Fury also played that festival.
Which one was that?
For the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the festival.
Was it Observatory?
No, this was in like, I want to say it was in Pomona.
Right.
Hold on.
Yeah, they did play a fest recently in Pomona.
No, this was years ago. Hold on. I think it was called. Hold on, let me look this up because I swear. Because I had a buddy, he was filling in on guitar for Turnover, and he'd hit me up. He was like, yo, do you want to hang out? I'm like, fuck yeah, I want to hang out. You're on the West Coast. Like, let's link. So we went, and Fury was playing. I was like, this is like a vibe because I love both those bands. God, what year was it? This is going to bother me. But I'll send you videos because I have like these archived videos that I took from my story, and they're so fucking cool. And they showed respect to Fury too, because they gave them like this like perfect time slot.
Oh yeah, was that? Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that's gangsta. I mean, yeah, and then they did those fucking post Sick New World gig at the Brooklyn Bowl, and they'd be playing gigs. I mean, the Garden be putting on like they would play. They put like Shattered Realm on gigs and stuff. I remember seeing them play with like Flipper and fucking like whatever. Yeah, you know that band 10-Foot Pole?
No, I'm not familiar, if I'm being honest.
Okay, it's like an old school, like one of those like Pennywise ripoff bands, basically.
Okay, I found the fest. It was called Tropicalia, and this was back in 2019.
And that was in Pomona, though. It was this LA. I remember, dude, fuck my friends back then, bro. Fuck them, dude. Just kidding. But like, they were able to get in for free because like mutual friends of that band The fucking the Grand. I don't even know. It's like some like indie TikTok hype band, but they were able to go for free, and I was a little upset because like I like the OCs and stuff too, and drums are pretty cool. So I'd be rocking with a couple things in that space, just purely musically.
Yeah, my favorite thing was
yeah.
We got free in and out, which I was like, oh, thank you. Because you know, food's so expensive, those kinds of things, which I get. Obviously, it's like a lot of money to put on something like that.
I ran it up after the show. I ran it up. Shout out graduation gift for $40 Canes. I'm feeling it now because I'm like, you know what, man? I didn't eat that much. I mosh super hard. I go crazy. I got the Caniac. My crazy order is a Caniac extra crispy sub sly extra toast with an extra finger and 2 extra sauces.
Okay, it's a lot.
So, but it was for free. You know, I put it on the company card, and it was freaking bomb. I love Canes. What's your opinion on Canes?
I like Canes. I normally get like a 3-finger combo. I'm
an eater.
Okay, totally fine. But you know, I enjoy the sweet tea. Obviously, cane sauce is out of this world, so I give it a thumbs up. The fries are good, so
extra crispy every time. They don't like you when you do it, but man, it's fine because it makes it doper. Because I love like the crunch and then the sauce sort of contrast. I like Canes. Not rocking with anyone who says they don't like Canes because they're like, it's based on the sauce, and it's like it's part of the meal is the sauce. You know, you're gonna eat the chicken without the sauce, you're gonna have a worse experience.
Yeah, and also
and it's better than Dave's Hot. Dave's Hot's
I hate that place. Don't.
It's so bad. It's so expensive. I went there one time after a gig Provoke played. All the homies and stuff went, and we waited like for 40 minutes for some mid-ass chicken that cost me like $25. I'm like, this shit's lame, bro. And all the people that are going are weird and shit. Not that.
It's not a vibe there. Definitely not a vibe.
No Dave's, Canes all the way.
Yeah, it's like yeah. And you got to figure too, for them to be so successful selling, you know, chicken fingers, there has to be something good going on there.
Figure it out. I don't understand what like the aura is of their restaurants, like the inside, what they're doing. It's just like throwing Americana against the wall a bit, but you know, it works, I guess. I just don't get like the Elvis pictures, the dog, the disco ball, and then the color palette doesn't really match everything. It's fine. Well,
I can appreciate that every Cane's that I've ever been inside of is clean.
True.
So
it's pretty. They got that shit figured out, and it's for the most part usually pretty good. The sandwich is pretty slept on, I would say.
Yeah, you know, it's them, you know, just putting it all in one good package for you.
Well, yeah, it's just very quality bread, and the lettuce is usually pretty good, so it's like very surprising. Yeah. But also, I mean, I imagine their inventory and how they manage everything is pretty easy due to that they make like 4 things, so. It checks out. It checks out.
Yeah, and
I don't know.
And congratulations on graduating. For some reason, I thought you were like done with college. So when I saw your graduation stuff, I was like, "What?" I thought he was out.
I graduated at the perfect. It took 4 years. Didn't take anything longer. I started it right after high school. I went to community college, and then I transferred to Chapman University. It was cool. I don't know. Hella frat nerds there though. So I have like 2 friends. Not into it. Like I'm not in didn't really want to live on campus, and then especially like paying money to be with the frat is like hella lame because I don't jive with any of them. Like I kind of just went and did my thing, learned, developed a good relationship with my professors because that came useful and will still become useful in the long run, especially if I want to go to grad school. Which I think is definitely something I'll probably do to get my MBA. So yeah, because like I said, I'm not really into like bar culture and stuff, and you know, all they want to do in their free time is like hang out and drink or whatever, and at least in the mass, otherwise it's like REI heads, and like clothing exchange connoisseurs, and that's all not my speed. I just rather go to school, orange, and then after the school mob to the gig at program. That was when more gigs were consistent there. That was my thing for a sec.
Yeah. I wish there was more consistent gigs at program, but it seems like they're few and far between.
Is what it is.
Yeah, but they do have space rolling through later.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if if bands like that or SOS sets it up, it's gonna happen because it's gonna means money for them, and it's gonna be a solid show. And also, space is it's more low key vibe for sure. It's nothing crazy like that. Mongrel Abrasion show was a little nuts.
Yeah,
it was a little nuts.
Yeah. Wish more stuff like that would happen.
What?
I said I wish more stuff like that would happen.
Me too. But it is what it is, and the opportunity is there for sure. 100%. But if it's not being taken, then it is what it is.
Well, shout out Long Beach. Shout out fucking Gilmore Music.
I guess the fucking Gilmore and the Lodge is pretty sick. I remember we were supposed to play there, but we played with Serena and then Broken Vow.
Yeah.
And that was pretty dope. We played one of the only sets in the backyard. That was, when I fold up, I'm like, this is a nice suburban area with really tight backyards, like tight housing next to each other. This is not gonna last. Yeah. And apparently they asked the neighborhood, but there's always that one fucking dick who just takes one person to call the cops and to threaten to throw down $1,000 fine on your head. And everyone's like, yeah, I'm not.
It's not gonna be worth it.
But then it moved to the Lodge, and it was packed and it was dope. And I saw Terena, and that shit was gangster. Yeah. And obviously it's can't do that many crazy hardcore shows there because everything in there is super fragile, or someone will break their hand on the freaking barber chairs because they're all metal from the 30s. I think that's what Lemus just did recently during the Major Pain set when those bands played.
All right. Well, this was awesome. Promo will be out now by the time people get to this part of the podcast. So
yeah,
go stream it. Support Ruin. They have some awesome shows coming up later this summer. And before we go, any news with Provoke that you want to promote?
No, man. I mean, well, we put out an EP a month or so ago, and check that out if you can. It's been doing a tiny bit better than I thought, so it's kind of cool. And I'll be putting out new music and doing new stuff and doing the thing, straight up. But that's really it. Shout out the homies, shout out the friends, etc. Thanks for having me on and yapping. I love yapping, so this is perfect.
No problem. You're always welcome. So thank you again for your time today. I enjoy your presence here in the hardcore scene. I appreciate you putting in the work to help keep the scene alive. And I appreciate everybody tuning in. We'll, be back soon. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.